Not too long ago, we made a video where we compared several off-road Class Bs. These Bs were made for going off the trail, out into the wilderness, and they are just beefier and really cool. Plus, they fit in a parking space. Well, those were the 2024 and 2023 models. Guess what? The 2025s are out, and as you can see behind me, there's a few differences. Let's take a look.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers.
We're looking at the 2025 Winnebago Revel. This is the 44E model. Now this one behind me is a little bit different. As you can see from the paint color, it's got this matte finish. It just stands out in a crowd of white and gray RVs. It's very bold that they decided to do this. You either love it or you hate it. Rose isn't a big fan, but I absolutely love it. I mean, look at the styling. It retains the same tires and rims, the meaty, rugged tires and rims. It's also got that entire package on the roof with the roof racks, the lighting. It's got the awning attached to it with the LED lights. It is an absolutely beautiful, rugged Class B. I almost wouldn't want to take us on the trail and get it dirty and muddy, but
hey, if
no.
you ever get lost, you'll be easy to find.
That's right. That's right. Yes, if they send the helicopters out looking for you, they're going to spot you in an instant. All right, but let's take a closer look at this model. The pricing. Let me talk about it, because if you look behind us a little further, we've got the standard gray Revel. Now the pricing on that Revel is a bit different than the pricing on this orange one. As far as we can tell, the models are the same, but this one just has some different badging and colors, which is probably what the price difference is. But we'll put both prices on the screen so you can compare them yourself. But let's take a look. Just first of all, starting on the outside, we love these rugged running boards. I mean, talk about heavy duty. You're not going to damage them. There's some nice welds on there holding everything together. It just is a beast. It's a beast. Kind of like that the door is not an automatic door. It is the Mercedes chassis that we all know and love, but this one just does not have the automatic door, which we kind of like. It's got the mosquito netting, or the screen that comes down. It's with zippers, so it's not a door to be rattling. We like that. It's also got this cool table on the outside, and this has the relief map that we saw in the, I don't know if you remember, in the Winnebago National Park Edition. They use this as badging, kind of like a relief map, elevation map kind of look. We like that. It's like looks rugged. It's catchy. It is, yeah. It's held up by a magnet that's pretty sturdy. There's not going to be any rattling. And then you've got your fresh your water drains here, your low point drains. Let's go inside. Like with most of the Mercedes chassis, it's very easy to access the driving compartment, and we've talked about how important it is to access the driving compartment when you're stopped, because in these small Class Bs, you are going to need to utilize that space a lot more than you would in, say, a Class A or a Class C. There is a large storage compartment overhead, and it is very deep. It goes all the way to my armpit, and it is just as wide. We like this light strip across here. We've seen that in the 2025 Winnebagos. And the chassis is the standard Mercedes. It's the comfort that we know and love, right, Rose? Yep. We love the Mercedes chassis. It is just, for comfort, you just can't beat it. You can say what you want about Mercedes reliability or the cost or the repair cost, but I will tell you, I don't think there's a much nicer riding or chassis than the Mercedes. Pretty standard chassis. You got the visors here, but you also have that standard storage over top. This seems a little bit larger, and it's got this nice handle, and you need that when you're going off-road. Rose is going to be hanging on for dear life, and you know what? So would I, right? The seating position in these seats behind the driver hasn't changed. It doesn't look like it's changed much. It's got the Lagoon table hookup here, which you can put the table here. So once you rotate the driver's seat around, you can sit across from each other and access that. You can see the step here. It's got the venting there, but it also has a small cargo space under the floor. And it's got these standard seats. Now, if you watched our old videos, we didn't realize that the seats, we thought they were kind of close together, but they do come apart, separate. So when you're traveling, you can have them together, but when you're back at the campsite or you need to...
So you're not touching me.
Yes, yes. If you have the kids that don't want to be touching each other, don't touch me, don't touch me, you can separate them. Also, there's storage for the table behind the seats. The seat can also be adjusted forward and back, so you can recline the seats by pulling them forward, but can only go as far as that wall behind you. Now, when you pull this one out to the side, and you can put it back a little further, so you do get a little bit of recline, and actually, it's pretty comfortable. These seats are nice and soft. The leather is so smooth. It's just, these are beautiful seats. It's a little tight in here. You know, when you're in an RV, you want to maximize the livability inside, but with these Class Bs, it's always a challenge. And these seats, you either love them or you hate them. Sort of like the orange paint scheme. You either love them or you hate them. But they had to do something to keep the size small and to keep the versatility high. We do like these windows. They've got the up-down shades. These are blackout shades and then privacy shades. And we do also like the awning windows that they pop right out. That way you can keep the weather out, but you still have the ability to get the air coming through. With the screen closed, it's all good. There's also a mounting plate here for there's shelving. There's a system here that you can mount things on these racks. There's power. There's USB plugs and cigarette lighter plugs coming straight down. So you do have power in this area. Once you put the table on here, you could run a laptop or whatever it is you need to, like whatever electronics that you have with you. Looking up on top, this has those locks we saw in last year's model. They lock, and then you just turn them over and they're unlocked. So that is great. You want to, especially in a off-road Class B, you want to make sure your cabinets and your drawers are not coming open on you, especially if you're going side to side on those rocky paths. So that is a huge plus. Over here are the controls for your Timberline, and all the controllers are right here. It's two different touch screens, plus you've got your water pump and all of the lighting options. They do have three-way switches, and you can go from light to dim.
Ooh, mood lighting.
Mood lighting is right. So Rose likes the mood lighting. All right, Rose. We kind of skipped over something. What's here by your knees? The dorm fridge. All right, it's not quite a dorm fridge. Come on. It won't open up. Why? Why won't it open? Oh, there we go. All right, so yeah, kind of a glorified dorm fridge with a small... Ooh, there's actually ice in it. Okay, we'll save that for later. And also, you've got the locking cabinet here. Look at that. Now, what's under here? What's under here, Rose? Okay, there's got to be a way to get to it. There's got to be a trick to this.
I was wondering what
Your induction cooktop. Yep, and you can put that right on top. So yes, if you're wondering where they hid the cooking surface on this RV, it's locked right under here in one of these clever locking compartments. We really like that. That way you've got all this space extra for preparing your food. Great, that's a great feature. The sink's kind of small. The faucet's kind of low. We do like this storage rack up above. Up above the kitchen, you've got this cabinet here, same locking mechanism. I love how they carpet all of the surfaces inside these cabinets, especially when things are getting jostled around. It's less prone to breaking and rubbing damage on whatever it is you're storing in there. Up underneath here, we've got lots of drawers with the same locking mechanism. You got USB-A point, 120 volt. This, we were trying to figure out what this is. It sounds like some kind of almost like a garbage disposal, but there's no possible way that could be it. So we're wondering what that switch does. We'll find out and we'll let you know. Got a nice long cabinet door holding a nice small cabinet. Look at that. Look how big the door is, but how small the cabinet is. That's different. I'm sure they did that for aesthetic purposes. And then you've got this drawer underneath. Really nice. I like the locking mechanisms on these. Everything is sturdy, less prone to rattle when you're going down the road. All right, let's take a look at the bathroom. Looks like there's a little rattle in the bathroom, but not too bad. This thing secures it pretty well. It has an interesting thing back here. These doors don't open very much, so Rhoda's gonna have to do some gymnastics to try to figure out how to film this. But if you look at these doors on the bathroom, first of all, there's a mirror over here, kind of with a bevel edge on it. But look behind the door. There's this metal hinged piece that's secured with magnets on the top and bottom. But it looks like this is to extend the area. Looks like this is to extend the area of the bathroom when you're using it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think that's what that's for. It's what it looks like. And it's really neat how they did that. It's very interesting. But you can see you've got your bathroom in here. The cassette toilet kind of rotates. There you go.
It makes it special.
It makes it very special. But you can extend the length of the bathroom because I can't imagine sitting in there doing what you had to do. There's a storage space for your toilet paper. Also, storage shelf. So this unit gives you the ability to use the bathroom for storage as well as doing your business. Of course, it's got the shower head up here. Yeah. What the heck is that?
Towel holder.
Yep. Okay. Towel holder. You heard it right from the horse's mouth. Or is it the donkey's mouth?
Donkey.
Yeah. When we were looking at the controls, we kind of glossed over this panel right here, and we did that on purpose because that controls something in the back. Now, this is a locking mechanism to control and an up and down mechanism for the bed. If you've seen the Revels before, you'll know that they have this bed that extends down from the ceiling. If you see how it's going down.
So quiet, huh?
It is really quiet. But it's using like these seatbelt type straps. Oop, there we go. I think there's something there. I should have checked it and make sure there was nothing there. Make sure you always check before you lower the bed. Make sure there's nothing there. But you can see it's a nice, soft bed. And on either side of the Revel, we'll show you when we get to the back, there's extensions to allow you for the taller people, to lie in that bed and not be hitting their head and feet on the ground. But I'm going to put the bed back up. There's an AC unit up there as well. I'll put it up about halfway, maybe a little more, so I can show you what's underneath. Let's go around back though. All right, we've come around back so we can show you exactly what's under the bed. If you look up over top, you can see that there's the AC unit up there. All right, and you can also see where the cutouts are on both sides for it would be for windows. There is a window on this side, no window on the passenger side, but it allows it so that a person of my height can lay across the bed and not, and have plenty of room. You can see that they put a storage kind of holder here. Yeah. Little recess. It's a little more storage area. They've got a bag up here mounted as well. They're making use of whatever space they can. They've got a storage compartment back here that's held in place with this metal. That's venting for the systems. This are fuse and electrical panels. Behind the mosquito netting, you've got the water hookups and an outdoor shower, and you've got these tie-down system for all the things you're going to be storing back here, because if you're buying the Revel, you're probably going to be out there exploring. You're going to want to put your bikes or whatever in the back. The only problem is you have to, when you deploy the bed, you're going to have to move those things if they're taller than where the bed has to come down and sit, which is right here. But it's a really ingenious use of space with this bed that disappears up into the ceiling. But I'm going to show you one issue with it in just a second here. Here's the one issue with the Revel that we've had, and that is when you come back here, because the bed's overhead, you just can't stand up back here. Now there's cushions so that you can, you can sit back here. You can utilize this space as seating, and there's plenty of headroom if you're sitting back here.
Sat on the cushions, you probably wouldn't have as much headroom.
Right. So it's not. I don't know what the intent was. Rose, you're absolutely right. If you're sitting on cushions, you're going to be up into the ceiling. So, I mean, you can sit back here, but it's not the most comfortable thing. I think that this is more, better used for storage. if that's the way you put it. But it's a really ingenious use of the space. It gives you a ton of storage. You could put kayaks in here, you could put bikes in here, whatever it is. You could put tents in here and actually sleep in the tent if you really wanted to. As we're coming out of the van, you can see there's no blackout shades on these big, huge rear windows, but the shade is up there as part of the whole zipper down package, so you can use blackout shades for that. You just have to unzip them and pull them down. As you can see on this back door, this has a pretty substantial ladder access to the roof and to all of the storage that you've got up there and for doing maintenance. So that is a nice feature. As we come around to the driver's side, there's not much on the outside. You've got your shore power connection and you've got the cassette toilet access. You've also got your gray water tank drain and gate valve. There is no black water tank because it's got a cassette toilet. But here's what I was talking about. Look at how far out these sidewalls come so that taller people can sleep across that bed. It's really neat. It's like wings. It's got wings. Looks like a spaceship. My overall impression of the Revel. All right. I like the orange. Rose, are you a fan?
It's okay.
Rose, okay. Okay, I thought she was going to immediately say, no orange, can't have anything orange.
But it's just not my color.
I think it's different. I actually like the Revel and I like the orange. As you know, I'm a big fan of Class B vans. Rose just wants a little more space, but if you're looking for a van that will fit in a parking space, can go out on these off-road trails, I mean, look at the ground clearance, look at the approach angle. You've got a lot of options with the Revel that you don't have with a lot of other RVs. Granted, there are limitations as well, but you know what? RVing is about making choices about what you want. There is no perfect RV. You have to decide, how am I going to RV? And then you need to choose the rig that is perfect for your style of RVing. Does that make sense, Rose?
Yep.
Now, having said that, we're going to go take a look at another unit that's similar to this, but it's also quite different. We took some heat in the last video when we compared these off-road Class Bs because we compared some 2024 models to a 2023 model. Well, that's because when we go to these, the dealership or the shows, we can only review what they have there. So if they only have a 2023, but it's something that we really think is interesting, we'll go ahead and do it, like from the previous model year. Well, guess what? At this show, they've got a 2025 Tiffin GH1. So now we're going to be looking at the Tiffin GH1. And the first thing that I noticed in looking at the Tiffin is it's a Revel killer. I mean, it's made to compete with that segment, and it is just as beautiful as the big orange beast, I think. I love, on these off-road models, the matte finish on the paint. Yeah, and it's a two-tone, like a gray, light gray, dark gray, almost black matte finish. It goes well with the off-road rugged tires and the black rims. This thing looks like a beast. And look at the awning and roof rack. The awning with the LED lights, all black. You've got that strip of LEDs across the roof rack. It is just, this is a bad-looking mother of an RV. Can I say that?
Yes, you can.
There's no curse in there. Now, one thing where the Revel really shines is I love the Revel running boards. They are just gorgeous, but these are a little simpler. They do the job. They don't stick out as far, but they're just as sturdy. I think those ones on the Revel just look really nice. All right, once again, we have a non-automatic door, which we like.
Ooh, accent lighting.
Yeah, we got the pedestal here, and it's got the table. So let's pull it down. A magnetic table. I like the wood grain on the table. I did like that other map-like look in the other ones, but this is cool too. Like the wood. It's also got this system here, so you can adjust the height. And it's got the same flush valves, water drains, low point valves. Really nice. There's a lot of similarities between this unit and the Revel. One of them being this refrigerator here, but look, that little difference of just having the white finish on the front of the refrigerator goes a long way. Just a little bit difference, but it matches the white highlights in this interior. All right, the 2025 is on the Mercedes chassis. It's going to have the 4-cylinder diesel, just like all of these. We have the 4-cylinder in our Tiffin Wayfarer. It's a higher horsepower, higher torque engine than the previous 6-cylinder, all in a diesel, and we like it. We're big fans of the way it, the pickup it has. And we are not disappointed that they went from a 6 to a 4. Now, we'll see how it does on reliability. From what I understand, it has a track record for reliability because they've been using the engine for a little bit, but only time will tell. Oh, look, it's got the switch here, hun, for the light bar. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of those.
We need one of those in our Wayfarer.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get one of those. Over the driver compartment, we've got this light here. Now, unlike the Winnebago, this is not a 3-way switch. It's just a one. It's there's no dimmer on it. And I'll turn it off so you can see up and see how much room there is. It's only a half because they've got electronics behind here and a Wi-Fi. It looks like a Wi-Fi booster, but yeah, there's an access point here with some power and electrical. Get back in there. There we go. But yeah, there's still a lot of space up there. While we're still in the doorway, we've still got that zipper down bug screen. There is a handle to get in and out that Rose could have used rather than trying to fall when she was getting in the RV. That's funny.
We have to refilm this whole little segment.
I'm going to use it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's talk about this. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Rose, what do you think?
Shoes?
I mean, I see a storage space. I'm not really certain what this is supposed to be.
Well,
Table and storage space. Now, when you rotate the seats, the driver's seat and the passenger seat around, yes, this is usable space. It's like a desk. But I don't know that it's a better use of space than the seats that are normally here. What do you think, Rose?
I'm not sure. But there's
I'm a little
two little
confused.
tables right there.
Yeah. So it looks like the space is designed to be used from the spun around driver's seat. In addition to the storage on the side, you can see they've got all the tables here stored. There is a lagoon table mount there. So this space is the living space between the two driver's seats, it looks like. There is a storage compartment overhead, and it does lock. We're not big fans of this plastic latch, but it does lock, which is a plus. It seems like the cabinets in the Revel are a little bit superior in that way. It does have the up-down shades, but that's a very small window. All of the electronics are here on the wall above this. I guess you could call this like a control center. So we'll just call this the bridge. How's that?
Yeah.
To make a Star Trek reference. You've got all your controllers here. You've got your device controllers, your light switches. You can see them going on and off behind me. And then we're familiar with this. We've got this in our Wayfarer. That is a great water heating system that uses either propane or electric, whatever's available. And also you recognize this from the Revel, the last RV, is the bed in the back goes up and down. Before I put it up, I'm going to show you the AC unit, which is a standard. This is the GRE AC, and you got your vents there. Yeah, I'm going to put the bed up. The same quiet motors. It's really quiet going up and down. It utilizes those straps. It's got a tie down here system. That's as far as it goes up. So it's not blocking the air conditioner, but man, is it low headroom back there. Rose just noticed something under this storage compartment. There is a big compartment under here for storage and also a nice drawer. Kind of like the red LEDs down here. That's kind of cool. It's kind of odd how they use this space. Let's talk about this kitchen pedestal. It's very small space. The sink is small. It's got the nice faucet. It does have this storage thing that we like, and it's got one compartment overhead for the pantry. We like how they're carpeted. That's really nice. There's not a lot of storage in here, but it is a B. Small drawer there, small drawer there, and then a medium-sized drawer there. What do we got here, Rose? What do you think?
Pantry?
Oh, it is. Yes, there is a pantry. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So there is storage. All right. That's a plus. All right. And those lock. And what is this here? It's just a panel, it looks like, to...
That's a trick panel. Oh, there it goes. What the?
Looks like for
Oh, you know
storing the table leg?
You know,
or is,
I was thinking like maybe for your dustpan.
maybe. Maybe. All right, that's pretty much it. There's some venting here for the stuff that's underneath for the refrigerator. All right, let's look at this locking mechanism on the bathroom. It is sturdy. There's no rattling going on here. And then to turn it, just pops right off. Very similar to the Revel, except it doesn't have that extension. Same cassette toilet that rotates. And then there's the shower head, and you've got your clothesline here. And a vent, of course, up top. And toilet paper storage. Pretty standard. Let's take a look in the back. Rose, meet me around back. We're going to call this a strictly storage area. It does have the red lights there.
It looks like a little party area.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say that at night you don't want to lose your night vision. Maybe the red is helpful. Let's take a look and see what's underneath this panel. Okay. That looks like an inverter. And that's a big one too. That is a 3000. Wow. Wow. The Game Changer 30. This unit has Battle-Born lithium batteries, and not just a few of them. This has a lot of them. I don't think that I would be exaggerating if I said that you could probably run that AC unit off of the lithium batteries. I think that's what that's designed for. This has a lot of lithium power. And the Revel might also, but we didn't see the compartment for it. There are some tie-down sections for here, but not like the Revel. The Revel had tie-downs all throughout the back, and it's also got the water and outdoor shower hookups, and a little bit of storage underneath for some of your cables and hoses, but not a lot. This back is not usable for anything other than storage. There's no sitting back here. This is not outdoor space or indoor space. There's really no hangout area in the RV. Now that's fine if you're going out off-road and you want to just, live off the land and your whole intention is to set up a canopy or whatever and hang out outside. But I guess my question is, what happens if you have bad weather? Now you're stuck in the RV. There's not a lot of space in here, all right? The design is nice. We like the fit and finishes. We're just not sure if this would be something that we could do, but that's up for you to decide. Over here on the side, you got the battery switch and then some more light switches, 120 outlet, more switches. Oh, look, there is a cargo light. Huh? Leave it off? Oh, leave 12 volt off. Yeah. So there we are. Let's go around the back or around the other side and see what's over there. There's a lot more going on over here on the driver's side than there was on the passenger side. You've got your this is a typical Tiffin plug. We have the same plug in our Wayfarer. It's a 30 amp plug and it's very easy. It just sticks right in there and then you can pull it out. You got your exhaust for the water heater. You got your cassette toilet. And then here's where the ladder is to get up on the roof. This has a really sturdy roof rack up there. And I might be able to go up there. What do you think, Rose? All right, let's see if I can get up there. And I am a little over 200 pounds. Let's just say a little over. If you hand me the camera, I can show them what's up here. Lots of solar. All right, so those lithium batteries are also powered by the solar panels up here. And you can see the vent there, and there's also some storage space, as well as the AC unit on top. And there's Rose down there. Hi, Rose.
You did it.
I did it. All right, it also has the small running board on the driver's side. Now let's compare that because we just happen to be standing right next to the Revel. This is the running board on the driver's side of the Revel. And then here's the running board on the driver's side of the Tiffin. And I'll let you guys decide which one you like better. Our overall impression of the GH1, the 2025 GH1, is that they replaced the 2 seats behind the drivers with that storage work area. That's what we're going to call it. Not sure, what the intent was with that, but we're scratching our head a little because something we would want would be that living space. Now, they may have done their research and determined that the people that are purchasing the GH1 would rather have that workspace. Maybe they're catering to a solo traveler who may be working on the road, and if that's the case, this would be a really nice option. Really, I don't think would be for us though, right, Rose? But it is a beautiful Class B. All right, now we're going to move on to some very controversial units. Next unit we're going to be looking at is the 2025 Thor Tranquility 19P. Now, before you say it or think it,
I was just going to say it.
all right, our comments have been lit up. Considering the issues we've been having with our Tiffin Wayfarer, we have been hearing tons of stuff about Thor and people talking about, Thor is this, Thor is that. Well, I think that pretty much by now, everybody in the RV world knows what Thor is. And if I had to say, generally speaking, Thor is considered by many of you as not being quite as high quality as units from some other manufacturers. Now, there are always exceptions. We're always looking for that diamond in the rough, but that seems to be what the general consensus is. However, we will say one thing about Thor is that they bring these RVs to you at a substantially lower price point than some of these other RVs. If you look at the prices, generally, they are considerably less expensive than other comparable units by other manufacturers. Does that make sense? So you have to decide is if the hassle and possibly maintenance downtime is worth the savings that you get from purchasing the Thor. And we'll let you decide. Looking at the outside of the Tranquility 19P, I can tell you it looks as off-roadish as these other units we're looking at. Look at these meaty tires and the rims. The rims are almost identical to the ones on the Tiffin GH1. We like the running boards. They're very sturdy. They've got this non-skid texture here that Mike's shoe is sticking to it. So you're not going to be slipping off the running boards. And Rose likes to slip off of running boards. Right, Rose? Occasionally. Occasionally. Look at this badging here. Reliable. If they say it, it's got to be true. But what that LI in the middle is actually saying is that this has a lithium battery system in it as well. For people who are going to be buying this type of RV, a lot of times they're going off-road and doing a lot of boondocking. You want to have that extra power that the lithium batteries provide and the solar charging. And not to mention, you can run a lithium battery down to 0, unlike an AGM battery, which you can only run down to 50%. So that's an advantage. All right, yeah, the door is not a power door. It's a standard door just like in the others. And it also has this table, although it's a little bit, we have to adjust this a little higher. It's not quite as level, but they make it easy to adjust right here with this little switch. Also, what we like about Thor, a lot of times they add these little features in that are just so handy, like this shelving inside where they would have really no other use for this space. So that's really nice. It's held in there with some screws. It may not look the nicest, but it certainly is functional. These hinges are not the most sturdy, not as sturdy as the GH1 or the Revel, but they seem to be working fine, and also there's more storage underneath. Not sure how we feel about the shiny finish on them on an off-road unit. It seems to me like they're trying to do two things, make it look elegant, but also off-roadish. If you're selling to an off-road crowd, we like matte finishes, I'm just saying. Or wood finishes, right, Rose?
Right.
All right, there's a handle here, that's good, to get up inside. All right, you've got the kitchen pedestal here. You'll notice that there's no refrigerator here like in the other units. You do have controllers for the systems here. I'm not gonna pull that off, but it's there. You got the 120 volt and the battery switch and your fire extinguisher, and also the zipper down, the standard zipper down bug screen. There's a lot of LED lights here, like we saw in the Winnebagos. That's just an LED light strip, and you've got the fan overhead. The Mercedes, we're not going to bother going up there because it's pretty standard. The Mercedes chassis looks the same as the others. There is this wall behind it. Actually, I will go in here because I want to make sure that that wall is not blocking full motion of this seat. Let's see. I can't put it back any further. You know what? That wall might be blocking full motion of the seat. I will tell you, if you're looking at the 19P Tranquility, you definitely want to check out the seating position. Yeah, because it's kind of tight. Now, I feel like I've got plenty of room here at 6 feet, but if you're any taller than I am, you're just going to want to definitely check that out. Also, there's some storage spaces over here over the visors, but no storage compartment overhead. No large storage compartment anyway. And as we look around behind the driver's seat, I guess we found the fridge, right, Rose? Yep. Now, this is a bigger fridge than the other units, or at least it looks bigger. It's definitely got a larger freezer. And it looks like, yes, it is. We love this. This is a great feature. This is one of the things that Thor does sometimes that maybe the other manufacturers need to follow them. And that is adding refrigerators that you can open either way. That's a great feature. You can actually access the refrigerator without leaving the passenger seat. So the passenger can grab a soda or whatever and while you're driving or a drink, and that is a great feature. We like that. It's a very small microwave, tiny microwave. But again, we are in a Class B. All right, now that Rose is up inside, we can point out this access point for the water pump. The winterizing hoses and all that are all in there. There's a drain outlet. That's all accessible right there. There's this one thing, we've seen this in a lot of these Thor coaches, these little pop-outs where they allow you a little bit extra storage, but it doesn't really affect you. You see I'm standing here, my leg doesn't go over there. So actually that's not bad. I don't mind that so much. And especially since they curved it, so you're not gonna bash, it's not like it's sticking out, you're gonna bash your shin on it. I don't mind that so much. But it is tight in here, really tight. These drawers do not lock. They appear to be stapled. Yes, they are. These are stapled drawers. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Thor. Thor drawers. We're going to call them Thor drawers. Do better. Do better. I know you're trying to save us money. You're trying to get in at a price point. But just a little bit better drawers would go so far. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say anything more. A very small sink, but it's got the nice faucet that Rose likes. Very small area. I do not see a cooktop, but it could possibly have one of those portable ones. We just haven't found it yet. Let's take a look at the bathroom, Rose, while we're here. It is tight in here. And this is probably why, because they've curved out the bathroom. It's actually a decent, probably the biggest bathroom of all the ones we've seen today. This is just a drying rod that comes out. It's actually got a medicine cabinet. You can see it's got the shower wand. That same toilet we've seen before. Appears to be a cassette toilet. And 2 shower rods. Also a vent up top. And that same spinning toilet. I'm not sure how I feel about carpet in the toilet. Rose, what do you think? It's more of like a fibrous carpet, but you never know. And then it's got you see it's got the shower curtain, but look at how small. I mean, the shower curtain, I don't even know how you would shower in here. It does have the sink though, that's nice. It uses the faucet that's right there. That's pretty cool, but it's...
You gotta sit on the bowl and blindly grab the little shower head.
Showering in there would be a challenge, but I will tell you, it does allow you, you see these here? It allows you to keep the door open that far, so you have a little extra space. And there's a little pin in here. There's a little pin in there that you can see that would lock up into that thing to keep the door open that much further, give you a little more space. Over the kitchen, you've got the controlling systems and the aqua hot system. Now, on the back here, you've got a lot more storage. This could actually be used as a wardrobe, or you could use it for shelving like they have here. This is a rear lounge unit. There is a lot of usable living space back here. Some big storage compartments. Ow! Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute as soon as my stars disappear from my head. All right, you got storage in here, and you also have power inside the cabinet. All right, yeah, let's talk about what I just hit my ankle on. All right, what I was talking about up there is that they've got it curved, right? Well, look back here. That is the mount for the Lagoon table, and I just bashed it with my ankle, and that is not
Doesn't feel
good.
so good.
No, that's pretty bad. Why they decided this is an odd choice. I mean, I understand the placement. You want the table to be at a certain point, but this is deadly. Let's talk about this rear lounge. It is very comfortable. Of all the RVs we've seen in these off-roading RVs, this is by far the most comfortable indoor living space. However, you are sacrificing the storage space. There is very little storage space. You couldn't put a bicycle in here, couldn't put a kayak in here. It doesn't have the bed that drops down. That's not what this unit is. Now, granted, this is a 19-foot unit. It's got the short wheelbase Mercedes chassis. So it's nice that they have this large of an indoor living area in it. But I would say that this is more of a larger Class B wannabe than an off-road model. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Rose is shaking her head. All right, just think of it like this. Some of the kind of nicer and pricier Bs, but slap some off-road tires and rims and some running boards on it. That's what this seems like. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting here. But let's talk about the rear lounge because it is comfortable. These I don't know what material this is. It's like a pleather. It's really nice. I like these up and down shades. Well, no, just down shades. I thought they were up and down shades. It's got this system for opening and closing the window that I'm not sure I'm a fan of. It seems a little flimsy to me. We had a similar system with our windows in our Patriot, and they actually didn't work so well. So I don't know if I'm a fan. It's a little bit plasticky. It feels like plastic. Does that make sense?
Probably is.
Yeah, it probably is right. Okay, but it does have the ability that you can make this into a bed back here. It's really nice. These cushions are kind of stuck down with Velcro, so they're not going anywhere. Plus, that whole thing is bolted down, so that's not going anywhere. You've got some cabinets underneath. This is access to the water systems and other systems. You see it down there, Rose? Yep, there you go. On this side, we've got a very small storage compartment and an access panel as well for the other systems under there. A couple cup holders back here. That's pretty much all I see. I don't see a lot of storage back here.
Pick up your seat for me.
Looks like there's a heater here. I can't pick up the seat. It doesn't want to go. This is an electric couch that goes down, but there's not a lot of storage underneath. All of your storage is going to be up over top. It's got the nice AC unit though. Coleman. All right, let's go around back and take a look. Oh, wait. I see one more thing. Come on around here and show this. It's got a little cutout for your feet. I don't know if that'd be big enough for my feet. You see, there's a lot of electric back here. Yeah, the switch in the middle there controls the bed. All right, so the bed going down, 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 down. That doesn't sound good. All right, they don't perfectly line up either. That's a little odd. That's a little strange. This whole thing seems like it's
Slapped together?
I don't want to say slapped together, but yeah, slapped together. All right, let's go outside. We've come around back now to see what was behind this blackout curtain. You can see this is a zipper curtain for the back, and this is the back of the bed. You can't put anything in here, but you can store stuff here, and there's a surprisingly decent sized storage space right here in the back. You can see they've got the outdoor shower nozzle there. Not sure what that thing does. But yeah, and these are weighted too, so it actually gives it a little bit more sturdiness, and that's a good sign. Let's take a look around the outside here on the driver's side. On the driver's side, you've got the meat of all your operation stuff on the outside. You've got your vent for your water heater. You've got the cassette toilet, emptying point, a quick connect for your outdoor shower and city water hose. You've got a, oh my God, are you kidding me? Really? Oh, okay, Thor, do better. City fill here, there's a light here, that's helpful. And then some outlets and your coax and shore power connection. Also a nice storage spot for your sewer hose, and then your gray water tank gate valve. And then also your fill for, looks like this is a water fill if you don't have a threaded connection, which is useful if you're gonna be off-road. And it's got the short running board on the driver's side. Our overall impression of the Tranquility 19P is, I don't know how to put it. We like the design. I like that rear lounge. For us, it would be more important to have indoor living space than cargo, but that's not everybody, and we understand that. I will say that you're apparently getting what you pay for, because as you saw as we went through, there's a lot of quality issues that we would have with this unit. It would be dishonest for us to not point those out to you, because we have concerns. This is an expensive investment, and if you're going to spend that much money on something, you really want quality cabinetry. You want not so plasticky things that are on the outside of the RV that could fall off in transit, and now you're riding around without that. If that piece fell off in transit, you would never know it. It's little things like that, and we hope that the manufacturers, one in particular, are listening. You know, how much more could it cost to do those just little fine details to show that you care about the quality of your products, and you care about the happiness and usefulness of your product to the consumers. Have I preached enough? Well, having done that, let's look at one more unit from Thor. Maybe that one is a little bit different. The last RV we're going to be looking at today is a classic example of a rig that is made to look like an off-road vehicle. It's got the ground clearance, it's got the heavy-duty tires, the rugged rims and running boards. This is the Tranquility from Thor 24C. So the last Tranquility we looked at was the 19. This one is significantly longer. This is 5 feet longer. You'd have a hard time fitting this in a regular parking space. When you're leaving clearance is not going to be optimal for off-road. You've got the approach clearance, and when I say that, that's how steep of a hill you can go to. But when you're leaving the hill, you run the risk of scraping the back. The 24C has the long wheelbase Mercedes chassis, and it also has the dually rear wheels that we had in our Patriot. Our Patriot was 22 feet long. This one's 2 feet longer than that. But the tire, I love these rims and tires. They are just gorgeous. It is, I don't know. I have a thing for off-road looking rims and tires and ruggedness, and you know, that really meets what I would require of an off-road vehicle. However, when you look up top, it does have the awning, but it looks like pretty much a standard awning from any RV. And it also does have a light bar up there, but not that rugged roof rack system that we've seen on the other RVs. Maybe this isn't a fair comparison to the others, but because it's made for off-road, we wanted to include it. We're going to take a look inside, and you're going to see that this is a completely different animal than some of the units we saw before. Once again, this is not an automatic door, it's a manual door, and look at this. That extra 5 feet has been used to make sure that you can bring 2 additional passengers in comfort wherever you go. And it's also got the zipper down screens. Our question whenever we see this is, though, where are they going to sleep? You're carrying 4 people. There's only 1 bed in this RV. So you're really...
have to get really cozy.
Right, either that, you're going to have to be really close, or you're going to have to bring a tent with you. when you go. And then the question is, where do you put the tent? Because there's not a lot of storage in these either. So we were always scratching our head at the 2 extra seats. It's nice if you're going to be using the RV for around town and you want to use it for travel, because when you're working around or driving around town, you want to make sure you have enough seating for you and whoever else you're driving with. So it gives you that kind of versatility. However, you know, it's just something to consider if you're going to be taking it off-road or out on the trail. All right, standard Mercedes compartment. It's no problem with the seat adjustment. It does have this handy dandy little feature here. I gotta figure out how this works. All right, well anyway, this is a TV that, I can't find the mechanism right now, but this is a TV that folds down so your rear seat passengers can watch TV while you're on the road. All right, the driver compartment is pretty much standard Mercedes. These seats are so soft and a nice soft leather. A little bit of storage above the visors, but it has this TV over top for your rear seat passengers. This doesn't appear to be the firmest of mounts. Yeah, see, there's a lot of play there. And also, what is this? It looks like
it's already coming apart.
It's coming apart. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here. You get this on an off-road trail especially, you're going to have issues. So I'm just not understanding this for an off-road RV. I just don't think that that's suitable. And even not off-road, I mean, this thing is not locking in place. And even if it was locked in place, there's a lot of motion here. I just don't know what that's all about. I don't know. I'm scratching my head here. It's got cabinets here behind the driver's seat. They are not locking, and they are soft close, and they're pretty deep, but they don't lock. I don't understand. It's got the nice table here for the passenger on this side. There's a USB-A and USB-B or C port here, as well as the 120 outlets. There's a table stored here. There's a table mount right there in the middle of the floor. The flooring's not bad. A little herringbone finish there.
Pocket for storage over there.
Yeah, tiny little pocket, and it's got these windows that they're two-way windows. This one's working a little better than in the other RV. You know, when you do it right and you use the top and bottom, that helps too. But again, it's plastic and you can feel it. It feels a little cheap. Okay, now this is a large kitchen area. You can see what they did with this 5 feet. Not a very deep sink, but it has the high faucet. I don't see a cooktop. Oh, there it is. Ta-da. There's the cooktop that we were hoping to see. All right, yeah, so you just pull that out and you plug it in and you're good to go. There's a sponge drawer here. I'm not going to say it. And then again, these stapled drawers. There we go. They're always give me a hard time. I don't know what it is. There's got to be a trick to this, but I'm not even going to bother opening the bottom one. And then look, for a 25-foot RV to still use a dorm fridge is, yeah, not so good. I don't know, guys. There's no controllers anywhere up here. Okay, here we go. There's the controller, and there's your AquaHot system. Let's look at the bathroom. Pretty nice, actually. The bathroom does go around the corner. This is the biggest bathroom yet. Actually usable bathroom space. I am color me shocked. It's great. I like the shower wand here. You got the light and your fan switches. That's nice. This does not open. The sink is built in. Easy to clean, looks like. Pretty standard. It looks like... Yeah. You can tell the gap from top to bottom. Over the kitchen, we've got a small microwave, very small. And lots of storage that run all the way. This is a one long compartment. That's a nice thing. We just wish that the cabinets would lock. Got a kind of lot of storage space / wardrobe. And then another large storage space over here. And again, we have the power inside the cabinet. We've got the rear lounge. Now this is a long rear lounge. I mean, My feet are coming nowhere near the bottom of this. It's got that same electronic mechanism for deploying the bed. Yeah. And you can see that once it's deployed, it is pretty long. I've got plenty of room. So, and my feet fit underneath this ledge, so no worries there. Sort of similar to what we had in our Patriot on kind of a larger scale. But yeah, there's not much else back here. There's a lot of little storage compartments in the back, as you can see. You've got the phone charger right there, like the wireless phone charging. That's nice, a little indent. See, that's the kind of things we like about Thor, is they think of this stuff like this. I wish we would have had this on our Patriot. If I had to give any compliments to Thor, I would say that that's one of the things that I like the most. And you saw the TV while you were back here. Let's take a look outside. Over here behind the seat, we've got another controller back here. It's not turning on right now. We've got a 120 outlet, your battery switch, and a non-threaded fill for your fresh water tank. You've got a couple of outlets out here, 12 volt, or sorry, 120 and coax. We'll come around back and look at the storage that we have. There is a pretty decent amount of space between the couch and the back. But remember, when the bed comes down, you can't have anything higher than here. And that's access for some of the electronic systems. I know it's a little dark back here, but yeah. And as we move around to the driver's side, got the exhaust fan for, or the exhaust port for the hot water. Ooh, it is really dark back here. City and water fill, quick connect, hose, threaded hose connection, shore power, coax, and other ports. And then also a sewer hose storage, and again, the short little running board. Our overall impression of the Tranquility 24C is it seems to be trying to be two things at once. It's got the off-road looks and some of the off-road capabilities, although we do have concerns about the length overhanging, the departure angle, scraping if you get on some of these trails, especially some of the ones we encountered when we were out in Arizona and Nevada. Inside, it's more like a kind of like these, I don't know, higher end Class Bs. It's got a really nice living area space. The rear lounge is very popular these days, and we loved our rear lounge in the Patriot. We understand why it's popular, but it seems like they're trying to be both. Like, I can understand, it actually is more like what we would expect, you know, because we like hanging out indoors a lot, and we also like being able to take the RV to, you know, down a dirt road. If we're driving down the road, let's see what's down there. My only concern is the length of this unit. There's a reason that when we bought our Patriot, we went with the 22-foot rather than the 24-foot. And we also wanted to be able to park in a regular parking space, which this one doesn't do. So it's it's trying to do two things, and it's not doing either one of them very well. Obviously, we have issues with some of the build quality. The drawers are horrendous. That TV rack over the driver's compartment, I don't even know what that's all about. I don't know how that would pass an inspection. It's so flimsy, it looks like it would come down on your head. I don't know. Don't take our word for it. Go take a look at it and tell us what you think, because really we're not too impressed with that. But we are impressed with a lot of the little things that Thor is doing, those innovative things like the wireless charger next to the bed. Why is everybody not doing that? You know, or at least that little shelf, because we were constantly trying to stack our phones in the windowsill in the Patriot. You know, now granted that was you know, that unit was a few years old, but nowadays everybody's got a phone. Give us a place to put it. You know, and Thor did a good job at that, and they always do a good job at those little innovations. It's just sometimes the other manufacturers who may do it better take a little while to catch up. So if I had any compliment about Thor, that would be it. We kind of hope you enjoyed that kind of update video of these rugged Class B RVs. If you did enjoy it, we hope you'll consider subscribing and leave us a like, because that helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you are subscribed, go ahead and click that bell so you'll be notified every time we put out a new video. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also see Rose do her world famous donkey kick.
No.
Come on, Rose, let's see it. All right, there we go. All right, we will see you guys in the next video.